station, WDWL TV in Cleveland. Live from Studio 2, we proudly bring you the Two Grumpies. And starring the grumpy old man. Oh, that would be me. And the grumpy vulture. Take your bow. Oh, nice and graceful. Oh, you've been practicing again. No, you can't stay here. Back in the corner. Damn bird. Oh, you'll see the camera. Jesus. There, turn. There. See? Now you're facing the camera. Okay, before we go any farther, let me get something set up here. Okay, there we go. Move that out of the way. Move the mic in a little closer. Well, friends, the investigation has begun. Yes. And from what I am told, once they determine who the thief is, UPS will immediately get the police involved in the investigation. And if the thief sold the laptop or gave it away, whoever is in possession of it at this particular time, you will be arrested for receiving stolen property. So, I suggest on the onset that maybe you're listening, you run down to your local police department and say, I got this laptop and it don't belong to me, and yeah. Because if the police have to come and get you, you're going in silver bracelets. If you trundle down and turn the laptop in, you might have a good chance of getting a slap on the hands. So, I did find out that the shipping location does have cameras. The downside is they only have a couple and they're not aimed in a particular area where they should be. So fingers crossed, this asshole is caught on camera, either cutting the label off the box or affixing it to this. And where these forensic trajectory rods came from, no one knows. But I now have them. I don't want them because I basically don't need to find out the trajectory of a projectile. And I can't do anything. Well, I could use them for curtain hangers, but I prefer to ship them back. Right now, they don't want them back. Although I did have to take a shitload of photographs. Oh, they wanted 4 corner shots of the shipping label, and then the top of the box, and then the label that's affixed during shipping, and then the box turned on, 2 sides. I think I took about 12 photographs of this box today. hopefully it's enough. And I would hope that whoever stole this thing gets some jail time, because they really have ruined my Christmas. Because right now, the chance of getting it back is like slim to none, unless whoever is in possession of it turns it in. The downside, if this would go to trial, they have to hold that thing for evidence. Most trials aren't scheduled out until a year from now. I might as well kiss it goodbye. And see, the whole thing is, if it is turned in, UPS is not going to reimburse me, because they'll say, well, we have the laptop. Yeah, I know you have the laptop. I want the laptop. I paid for it. Well, that's what we're telling them. I don't want, my buddy's son to get stiffed in the deal. So, I mean, all he said was he sent it to me. There was no mention of gift. And being in law enforcement, he's researched this. So he's not getting either one of us in trouble. It's just an utter crock of bullshit that people are so brazen that they'll steal underneath a camera, like Walmart. Just for fun today, I watched several videos of Walmart and Costco shoplifters. These people think Walmart is stupid. They're not going to see, like the one woman today. Jeez. She had like 9 pairs of jeans. She scanned one and then placed all 9 in a bag. Well, right above her is a camera that zoomed in. And the guy literally could count how many pair of jeans were in that pile. And it was hilarious because she would take a large priced item and go around the scanner and put it in the cart. And then scan like a bottle of shampoo and a bar of soap. And then she'd take, like she had Dr. Dre headphones. I guess they're big bucks. Did the same thing. Picked them out of the cart. Went around the scanner, put them in a bag. Then she scanned a toothbrush. Like the cost of the toothbrush just equaled these Dr. Dre headphones. I have to look them up. I hear they're expensive. But she was taking large priced items and bagging them and then scanning little things. And it was hilarious because when they catch you, they total up what you skip scanned versus what you did scan and actually pay for. Well, she skip scanned $742.12. But out of that big cart full of merchandise, she paid $22.87. And then she had the nerve at the door as she was going out with the cart going, "Oh, I got my receipt." Well, yeah, you got your receipt for the items you paid for. What about the $700 and some dollars worth of items you didn't pay for? And then there was another one. Oh, this guy thought he was going to be crafty. He put a big screen TV in a cart. And then, to be sneaky, he went through the garden center with the cart. And when the girl at the register had stepped away to do something behind the register, they have a little hut that they stand in. She stepped out to do something, and he blitzed past her with the big screen TV in the cart, only to be met in the parking lot by loss prevention. And they were like, "Hello, sir. Can we see the receipt for the TV?" And he started to run. As he started to run, the police happened to be pulling in to Walmart. So the two guys from loss prevention were like, "Him." Well, they started to chase him, and then they tased him. Oh. I love watching a good tasing in the morning. Yeah. He froze in his tracks and then went face plant. Yeah, it's amazing when that taser hits. You're like, up. So he ended up in silver bracelets. And then there was another one. The woman had her kids stealing for her. She came in with a bunch of Walmart bags. As the kids were stealing, she had them bag the items and then put them in the cart. Well, when she got to the register with the items she wanted to pay for, there were already bags in the cart. Did she actually think she was going to get away with it? Not. When they stopped her at the door, they asked her for her receipt. And of course, she had a receipt for like $8. She had like $300 worth in the cart. And then she was like, "Oh, my kids did that. I wasn't paying attention." How can you not be paying attention? The bags are in the cart. Nobody waved a magic wand and went bing. The bag suddenly appeared. Oh, yeah, she blamed it on the kids. "Oh, my kids did it. I just don't understand these kids today." They're your kids. Of course, when they saw mommy in silver bracelets, the one kid who was like 8 or 9 years old immediately spilled the beans. "Oh, yeah, mommy gave us these bags and said to go around and get certain things, and we were just doing what we were told." Yeah, he ratted mommy out real good. As a matter of fact, she made little lists for each one. And she told them, once you get the items, throw the list away. Well, unfortunately, when they threw the list away, they threw it on the floor. So loss prevention just came by and picked up the lists and then checked the bags in the carts. Oh, let's see here. Headset, ear pods, yeah. But mom, she put it all up on the kids. Yeah, my kid, then she sat there and loss prevention went, oh, these kids nowadays. Yeah. They were just obeying mom. And then the oldest one ratted mom out. Oh, yeah. I loved it. Mom gave us these lists and these empty Walmart bags and told us when we get everything on the list, put the bag in the cart. And they did. They were very obedient kids. They did what Mom told them. They got everything on her list, put the bags in the cart. And then they ratted her out. People, Walmart has better cameras than Fort Knox. Don't try to steal from Walmart. Of course, when the thieves are sitting in loss prevention, then they get to see how good the cameras are in Walmart because they're sitting in front of all the monitors. And believe me, Walmart spends big bucks on cameras. Of course, Walmart could eliminate probably 90% of the theft if they didn't have so many self-checkout registers. I blame Walmart for encouraging this. They put all these people out of work. They turn the registers into self-checkout. What did they expect? Honesty? Oh, not with today's inflation. If somebody thinks they can get away with stealing a pencil, they'll do it. Of course, you know, the days of the 5-cent pencil are now $1.05. Just saying, I haven't priced pencils in ages. But I remember at one time, a Laddie pencil, which is a bigger than a normal pencil, was a nickel. It's probably $2.05 today. One day I'll have to price pencils. I'll have to go to the office supply, stapling.com and price, although you can't buy just one. This is the thing that has really pissed me off about these office supply stores. You can't just go in and buy one pencil or one pen. No. You got to buy an $8 pack of pens and a $7 pack of pencils. I don't need that many pens. Of course, Grumpy has mechanical pencils. I only have to buy the lead. And believe me, a lead refill lasts eons. But yeah, go in to any office supply store. It's a rarity to be able to buy one pen. Now, occasionally they have, cups up by the cash register with one pen. 99% of the time, it's not the kind of pen you want. Go back and look. 5 pens, 12 pens, 24 pens. Yeah, they're an office supply store. Not all of us have offices. Well, I've got a little hole in the wall, but I don't need, a pack of 37 pens and 52 pencils. And you rarely can get a freebie today. Back in the day, places gave away pens, pencils, erasers, all kinds of shit because they had their name on it, Joe Fabit's Hardware or, Slim Jim's Hair Salon. Well, they weren't hair salons back in my day. They were called barber shops. Especially this time of the year. And my big goddamn gripe, having to buy a calendar. Oh, God, that pisses me off. Back in the day, everybody gave away calendars. Everywhere you went, you'd go to the hardware store. Hey, you have a calendar. You'd go to the car wash. Hey, have a calendar. Of course, the funeral homes and the insurance agents sent the expensive ones. They would fold out and they would sit on your desk. And then you would flip it open and it had a phone directory inside. Oh, yeah. Or they would mail you a very expensive looking calendar. Of course, in big letters, it would be the funeral home, kind of remind you where you're going to end up one day. But yeah, you used to get, I'll tell you what, we had so many goddamn calendars, we were throwing them away. Which, yeah, is wasted money, I know. But you could have a calendar for every room of the house. And you got them for free. Not today. You have to buy them. Buying a calendar. I never in my lifetime thought I would have to buy a calendar. I have to buy a calendar. And I have to get the desk blotter type so I can write all my fucking doctor's appointments. Yeah, I hang it on the wall in my bedroom. As a matter of fact, I have to go buy one. I just remembered. It's getting close to the end of December, the end of the year. Grumpy needs his big desk blotter calendar. Hopefully they have them at Mark's. At least I'll get it cheap. If I have to go to the office supply store, it's going to piss me off. Buying a calendar. Ugh. But back in the day, places gave away everything. Pens, pencils, notebooks. Oh, I used to love the one hardware store used to give you a nice little spiral notebook to carry in your pocket. Of course, it had the hardware store's name on every page, but I didn't care. But see, there was a method to their madness. Because their name was right in front of your face. if you needed something like, oh, I need a pack of nails. Oh, I'll go to Fred Fabeat's Hardware. Not the Homeless Depot. That's another place. See, you can go to a hardware store and buy one nut, one washer, and one bolt. Not at the Homeless Depot. You gotta buy a package full. Well, there's a lot of times I don't need 24. I need 1 or 2. Now, yeah, the hardware store might be a little pricey, but if I need 1, why do I have to buy 24? To clog up my junk bin? What's the chance of me needing that nut and bolt again? Unless I lose the first one. Yeah, what do they call it? Blister packs. Whoever invented the blister pack, I'd like to put blisters on his ass. Yeah, blister pack. And the blister packs, here's the way it goes. If you need 4 of an item, the blister pack will have 3. So you have to buy 2 packs. Their idea is, well, you got 2 spares. No, I don't want spares. Yeah. If you need 4 screws, the blister pack will have 3. Not 2, where you'd buy 2 blister packs and have 4. No. 3. So you have to buy 2. I don't want 2 extra. But it don't work that way. If you go to the hardware store and say, hey, I need 4 of these bolts, they hand you 4. You don't have to buy 6. I'd like to meet the guy that invented the blister pack, believe me. He would get a little piece of Grumpy's mind. I can't give him too much. There ain't much there. Yeah, don't get me started on blister packs. Never a dull moment. Then they wonder why we hate Homeless Depot. Or that other one, Louse, as in lousy. But see, it's hard finding a mom and pop hardware store. We used to have an Ace Hardware up the street. They closed it. Not enough business. The store wasn't generating enough income. What are you gaining now? You close that store. You put a bunch of employees out of a job. Now the shopping plaza has a big empty building. They're losing money on rent. Who are you helping? Yourself. The greedy corporate. So that the CEO can get his big Christmas bonus. Yeah, it was a big hardware store. The Ace Hardware up the street. Closed, gone. Then they wonder why. They lose tenants in these shopping plazas because the landlord now has to make up for that lost rent of that big store. Where's it going to go? It's going to get passed on to each tenant when their lease renews. What's going to happen? Prices in that store will go up because they need to cover their loss. Who gets screwed in the end? The consumer. Then they wonder why shopping plazas are slowly becoming like dinosaurs. Like shopping malls. You know, it's sad. I've seen them tear down several shopping malls. And I think of the money that was spent to build that mall, and then they tear it down, and it's just a vacant piece of property. And they wonder, gee, why did the mall fail? Well, first of all, thanks, Amazon. Yeah, online shopping killed a lot. But you know, people used to enjoy it. They would make a trip out of it. Oh, this weekend we're going to go to the mall. You could shop. You could eat. You could make a day of it. Not today. The one shopping plaza up the street is 50% empty. The other one is about 40% empty. Rents are so fucking high, they can't get people to come in and open stores anymore. And the stores that are there, I don't know how they're surviving. It's sad today. Yeah, we can do a lot of online shopping. I'll admit, I do a lot. I don't want to do online grocery shopping. Yeah, you can call your local supermarket like Gigantic Eaglet and give them your grocery list. And they'll assign a personal shopper. And then they'll deliver it. It all costs money. Plus, I like to pick my own fruits and vegetables. I like to wander through the store, see what's on sale. But not like today. Holy yutchafuck. 20 degrees. I went out to start the truck. I didn't have gloves on. My hands froze to the fucking steering wheel. I had to pry them off. But I'll say one thing. That old piece of rot bucket shit truck fired right up. And oh, it's got a toasty heater in it. But every time I slam a door or hit a chuck hole, another piece of the body falls off. And people laugh at me like, oh, you're driving that piece of shit? Well, yes. Because it runs like brand new, and it starts. Now, mind you, it sat for 2 days in 20-degree weather. Fired right up. Why should I get rid of it? A lot of rust don't scare me. Plus, Grumpy wouldn't own a new car. Right now, I'm looking at 1999s because they're 25 years old. I won't own anything newer than 25 years old because I refuse to spend a wallet full of money to make it past the fucking e-check. Once it's 25 years old, it can have every trouble code in the world. I don't have to e-check it. Yeah, I just go in, get my registration, get my new sticker, pop it on the old shit box, and I'm good for another year. Thank God for the 25-year exemption. Yeah, Grumpy's got two oldies, both 97s. I wave at the e-check station. Fuck you. They think I'm waving to say hello. No, Grumpy's waving to say go fuck yourself. I don't have to come in and get penalized. The greedy state. Yeah, if your vehicle won't pass, you have to spend a minimum of $300. A minimum. I'm not spending $300 on a vehicle that's not worth $300. I drive up and down the street and I see vehicles parked in driveways that haven't moved in a year or 2 years. I know why. They won't pass the e-check. People can't afford to have them fixed. And they can't afford to buy a new car. You're depriving people of their vehicle with this bullshit e-check. Now, if it was statewide, it wouldn't bother me. But out of 88 counties in Ohio, they only e-check 7. The other 81 get away with it. Oh, you can have a vehicle belching smog in some of these counties. You'll get your sticker. But counties like Cuyahoga, we suffer. And they're saying, oh, it's because dirty air. No, they haven't done a clean air check since the 70s. Back in the 70s, we had manufacturing plants. We had 3 steel mills that were belching toxic fumes all over. Not today. The steel mills, gone. Manufacturing, gone. But they're saying, oh, Cleveland has got dirty air. Bullshit. I argued that with my congresswoman. I said, when's the last time they did an air check? She goes, oh, gee, I really don't know. I said, well, don't you think maybe they should do one? And then they'll find out the air is way cleaner than they think and not penalize the county to get that fucking e-check done? Yeah, that was what I was told. Oh, dirty air. Crock of bullshit. Dirty air. Then, when they did the air study, they had the air meters out by the lake, okay? When they did the study, the wind was blowing out across the lake. Yeah, bringing all the toxic fumes from the city out across the lake. Why didn't we do the air study when the wind was blowing the other way? No, because then the air wouldn't have been dirty. Yeah, they haven't done a clean air study in northeastern Ohio since the 70s. I looked into it. Matter of fact, my congresswoman, she gave me the bum's rush the one day. She was like, oh, I have an appointment. Because she didn't want to hear from Grumpy bitching again. But I at least went in and voiced my opinion to my congressman. Even though neither of my vehicles required an e-check, I was standing up for my fellow citizens. She listened to me one time. The second time I come in the office, because the office says, oh, walk-ins welcome. Well, that was for everybody except Grumpy. When I walked in, I wasn't welcome. She was like, oh, I got an appointment. Sorry, can't talk to you today. So then I asked her secretary, well, can I make an appointment? Well, let's see. This is June 7th. The first appointment we have is November 28th. Yeah. I didn't bother making an appointment. I voiced my opinion the first time. She heard me. She didn't care. That's okay. Come election time, she didn't get my vote either. Like she cared, but it was my right to not vote for her. If you piss Grumpy off, you don't get his vote. And that's enough on politics. I'm getting into an area. So I hope they don't drag their feet on this investigation. It should be pretty easy. Check the cameras. See, now here's another thing. How long does today's video stay on their DVR? Do they keep it for like 30 days? See, this is a ship center. It's not owned by UPS. It's a franchise. Franchises don't necessarily have to follow the corporate rule as far as like cameras and shit like that. But we already know it was an inside job. Because once that item leaves the ship center, there is no way of anyone knowing what's in that box. And see, when you go to ship it, they ask you what's in the box. And when he said, oh, laptops, employees had their ears bent around the corner going, oh, that box in the black plastic bag, it's got a laptop in it. I'll just cut the label off and we'll slap it on some forensic trajectory rods, and then I'll sneak the box out with the laptop. We know that's what happened. So, there's a crooked employee at that shipping center. And it will be interesting to find out the chain. Like, did he duck it out the door to somebody? And then that somebody sold it to somebody? Oh, the more people we can get arrested, the happier I'll be. I hope by the time they find the laptop, it's changed hands about 10 times. Yeah, receiving stolen property, receiving stolen property, receiving stolen property, you know, down the line. Receiving and selling, receiving and selling, receiving and selling, yeah. Let's get a whole bunch of people to get nice and cozy in the jail cell. But the investigation has formally been started by UPS. And from what I'm told, they don't sit on their laurels. They're right on top of this. They don't want the reputation of having thieving employees. I would hope that by the end of next week, we have some people in silver bracelets. I would also hope that they recovered the laptop. Although, if it has to be held as evidence, Grumpy's still screwed. Because UPS won't pay. And I am not going to take advantage of my buddy's son for another laptop. Even if he only paid like $20 and it cost him another $50 to get it all set. It's not right. And then you steal from a state trooper. Oh, how fucking stupid can you be? You think that there's not going to be an extra investigation? I wouldn't doubt it. You'll have UPS, you'll have the local police department, and the state troopers investigating. Your ass is grass, pal. You're going to beg. You're going to wish that you never touched that box, let alone cut the shipping label off and stole the laptop. Evidently, when the tablet was shipped to me, there wasn't a market for tablets that week. Because I wouldn't doubt this might have happened before. Although, if I paid for something and then I got the shit that I got the other day, I'd be really pissed. So if he pulled something like that, it hasn't been reported yet. Although I'm starting to think that this was the test. Let me see if I can get away with stealing this laptop. And then when he comes in to ship out some more, I can pilfer a couple more. Well, if this was your first stab at it, you lose. You're getting silver bracelets. Because we already know it's an inside job. So you better pray for your job. Because sooner or later, you're going to be without a paycheck and in jail. And you're going to need that paycheck for bail money. Because my buddy has told UPS, I will prosecute. Yeah. So, you ain't going to get off easy, pal. And I'm sure that he's not going to stand for a plea deal. He's going to want it to go to trial, like with a jury. And hopefully there'll be a lot of senior citizens on the jury that will go, gee, if that happened to me, I'd be out some real money because I don't get that much. Guilty. Yeah, that's another thing. I watch all these court videos. Judges don't bag that gavel anymore. They don't use them. I used to love watching the old movies when the judge would be beating the shit out of that fucking gavel. Nobody uses a gavel anymore. And they rarely will add, when the judge steps in, they all stand. Nope. You don't hear all rise. Rarely. One judge in Michigan, Judge Middleton, his bailiffs will do that. When he steps into the courtroom, all rise. Then Judge Middleton says, okay, everybody sit down. That's the only time I've heard it. I don't hear it no more. No respect for the legal system. That's showing respect for the judge. All rise, everybody stand up. And then they wait till the judge says, sit down. Although Judge Middleton don't use a gavel either. I gotta write him. I know his address. I'll say, hey, you got a gavel. Why don't you use it? Bang, bang, bang. I love to hear that gavel bang it. The legal system gotten so relaxed over the years. You ought to see the way some people dress. Oh, my God. They look like they fell out of a dumpster. Although one judge in Texas, if you come in shorts, oh, he admonishes the shit out of you. Yeah, people, I'm going to court. Let's see, I'll put on my torn hoodie, my old dirty jeans. I won't comb my hair. No respect. See, all the rules got loosened when that virus hit. And they haven't been tightened back up. Everybody kind of got used to it, including the judges. I think we need to show respect for the judge when he walks in the courtroom. All rise. Although I blame the bailiffs, too. That's the bailiff's job. So they're slacking, too. Except Judge Middleton. That's the only one. I watch a lot of court videos. That's the only courtroom where you will hear a bailiff say, all rise, and then the judge be seated. But I'm going to write Judge Middleton. I'm going to say, why don't you bang that gavel now and then? Just for old time's sake. For old timers like me that like to, like back in the days of Perry Mason. The judge banged that gavel so hard sometime I'm just waiting for it to break. Whack, whoop. Where'd the head of my gavel go? Some poor juror's going, oh, it hit me in the head. Ow. Yeah, watch some old movies. Old courtroom scenes. Especially if people start arguing back and forth. The judge would be beating that goddamn gavel. You don't even see them. They used to be right front and center. You don't even see a gavel anymore. I think the judges took them, threw them in their drawer. We need to bring back the gavels. Maybe Grumpy should go on a crusade. Bring back the gavel. And then some judge will come by and, oh! Oh, I didn't mean that way. Yeah, I would have loved to have seen that. The guy on the witness stand starts mouthing off, and the judge just go over and, quiet. Oh, okay, all right. Oh, can I get some ice for this? Yeah, you never see that in a movie. I bet the judges would love to do that. Now, whack somebody in the head, get them to shut up. Yeah, Grumpy's a sick bastard, I know. But it would be funny. Have a guy in the witness stand start to mouth off. The judges reach over. Whack! Ow! Okay, all right, I'll answer the question. As you see a big golf ball knot on his head. Now that would be something you would see in a Mel Brooks movie. Too bad he didn't think of it. I loved Mel Brooks movies. But if anybody would have done that, it would have been him. Have a scene with a judge and the judge whack somebody with a gavel. Although Mel Brooks is still alive, I'll have to tell him, hey, you need to make a movie real quick. A legal movie in a courtroom with a judge banging everybody with a gavel. He'd probably do it. Although he's got to be 98, 99 years old by now. Mel, you got to make that movie in a hurry. You ain't going to be around that long. Yeah, good old Mel Brooks. I loved his movies. The guy had a real mind for humor. Matter of fact, maybe next week I'll bring out all my old Mel Brooks movies and do a marathon. Like Young Frankenstein and The Producers and History of the World Part 1. That was a good one. I liked that one. That was the first time I actually saw B. Arthur. She had a good part. Watch that movie, History of the World Part 1. And watch for B. Arthur. Oh, you'll laugh your ass off. She only had one line in the movie. Well, one shot. She said 2 or 3 lines, but that was it. You didn't see her again. But Mel Brooks was like that. He'd get a bunch of stars, give everybody a little part. He kept Hollywood stars working. And speaking of working, I think it's time to work in the outro. Let me move the mic back. Bring in tablet for outro. Here we go. Outro time. Friends, like Grumpy says every night, we will meet again tomorrow. Have a wonderful rest of your evening. From me and... Come on, I hate this camera. Me and... The Vulture will bid you a good evening and have the good rest of your night.